How's it going, everybody? Hopefully everybody's staying safe, doing all they can during this time. I think things are getting better out there. We can only hope, fingers crossed. And I just wanted to make this video today. I don't have any notes or anything, so sorry if there's a lot of ums and things like that. But the main thing I want to talk about is using this time, especially being quarantined, not really being able to go anywhere. Use this time to practice kind of what we talk about, practice the steps in getting over your retroactive jealousy. And, obviously it's not the best feeling in the world by any means. And getting over it isn't necessarily easy, although I think once you know the steps in place, I think then it's easy. But that process, that week, some takes a little more than a week, a month, whatever it is, can be painful. But I think the main thing, what made sense for me when I was getting over it was, and now that I am over it completely, that I've overcome it, the thing that really makes sense most is the fact that, the thoughts that you're thinking, whatever it is, if you're imagining your significant other with a previous boyfriend, girlfriend, picturing them having sex with them, kissing them, whatever it is, whatever that thing you play over and over and you get again in your head, it's not the actual thought that you're afraid of. It's not the actual thought that you're scared of. It's not the actual thought that you're, playing over and over and over and over and over again. It's the feeling associated with the thought, the feeling that you get inside you, just that cramping, suffering, just takes your day and just squeezes it and grasps it and just feels like you're being torn up inside. It's that feeling. That's basically adrenaline. There's adrenaline running throughout your body. So it's that response that you're actually afraid of. You don't want to feel that. You don't like feeling that. And so when you can differentiate the thought and the feeling associated with the thought, you realize they're actually two different things. And that's what's going to happen eventually when you overcome retroactive jealousy, is you'll be able to think the same thoughts that cause that reaction, and they're not going to cause that reaction anymore. And so it's not necessarily that you get over it per se, in the sense that, it doesn't bother me anymore, because I think anybody thinking about their significant other with somebody else, is not the best thing to think about. Of course, they're not going to like it, but you don't feel that pain associated with it anymore. You don't get that adrenaline response. You don't get that fight or flight response. So therefore you think about it and it just feels like nothing, and the thought goes away because there's more interesting things to think about. And until you reach that point, you might not understand it as much, but that's kind of the basis to really understand, is the reaction to the thought and the thought are two completely different things. And so, having this time to, be in your home, not really doing anything, is a good time to really practice putting in the work to overcome retroactive jealousy. And probably by the time this quarantine's over, if you really actually put in the steps, you probably will be over by the time the quarantine ends. So that's some good news. Like I said, in my experience, I was suffering for 13 years. You can check out the other videos when I talk about everything, but at 13 years, I was suffering from it. And it took me about a week. Once I, followed the proper steps, everything, when I approached it head on, for it to, disintegrate. And so the main thing you need to think about, especially now, if you want to get over this as quick as possible, is not to think about it too much. And I think that's the main thing, is, there's a lot of courses, there's a lot of books, there's a lot of different things, YouTubers, and there's just so many videos, so many different, so much information about it. Do this, do that, do this, do that. And it's like, it confuses you. And that was huge for me when I was trying to get over it. I had like 100 different ways to do it. And I'm just like, well, what way works best? Like, what can I do? You know, this is wrong, but also this is wrong, but also I feel this, but also I feel that. And that, like, you can't combine it all. So that's why when I did it, it was like, I knew the only way to get over this was how you get over every problem. And that's not by avoiding it, but that's by like facing it head on and going head at it. So it's like every time, you know, I'd get an anxious response, every time a thought would come up and I'd feel that feeling coming over me, I'd welcome the feeling in and I'd face it head on and I'd say, come on, bring it on. I know you can't hurt me. I know you can't kill me. I know you're just a feeling, so bring it on. And I just let it in, and I kept letting it in every time, letting it in. And there's a difference between letting it in and exploring the thought and continue to explore it, or there's a difference between letting it in, feeling the feeling of it, and then turning your attention to something else. And that takes time. Again, it's a process. It takes time. But now is a good time to try it while you have another month or whatever it is, where you can't really leave the house, where you can't really do much, is put those, you know, processes in place. And anytime that feeling comes up, the thought comes up, how about this? Let's break down. The thought comes up, okay? Your significant other with somebody else, having sex, kissing them, whatever it is. Thought comes up, and then boom, here comes the anxious response. The fight or flight, filling up your whole body. Oh, I still remember that feeling. It's horrible. It's coming, it's filling up your whole body. Now, you start trying to like rationalize the situation and trying to think your way out of it and, well, wait, and replay it again and dive deeper and say, well, I think it's okay because this, but no, it's not okay because I didn't like how she said this. And then and it just dives down and you just get wrapped up in it with all these questions, concerns, you get wrapped up. And so that's the key, is not getting wrapped up. Not getting wrapped up. And it's like, again, it's a form of OCD. So you want to explore the thought more. You want to dive deep into it, but don't do it. Let it come in. Let the feeling come in. Face it head on. You know, even affirm to yourself or affirm to the thought. Bring it on. You don't scare me. You can't hurt me. You can't harm me. You know, I know you're not real. Whatever you got to say to it. But really feel it. Really feel it. And the more you do that, yeah, I know it seems counterintuitive. The thing you're trying to avoid is what you want. No, but the more you do it, like any other problem, the more you do it, the more you face it head on, the faster it's going to go away. And so try that for the next week, 2 weeks, whatever it is. Again, I promise the feeling is not going to kill you. It's not going to harm you. It's just a feeling. It's just an anxious response. It's natural. Your body is sensing fear. Your body thinks it's going to die. And so it's giving you this anxious response, you know, adrenaline, but you're actually not dying. This is completely irrational. It's completely imaginary. It's completely in your head. So use this time, practice it, practice. And like I said, hopefully for me, when I started doing that, it took about a week. Others that I've been working out with through the course that I offer and the Q&A and all that stuff section, some take a little bit longer, but it's like, they find relief as soon as they realize that, man, if I face this head on instead of running from it, questioning it, whatever, if I just face the feeling, they start feeling relief. And that's the key, is finding relief with retroactive jealousy. And so that's kind of it for the video. Just wanted to share with you that during this time when we can't really do much. And also today, I wanted to let you know that I launched a Facebook community group. Literally like super fresh. Like I think there's 4 people in it right now. Trying to spread the word and get it out. But I get so many questions on YouTube, so many questions through email, so many questions through Q&A on the course, that it's hard to like keep up with everything and answer every single question. I wish I could, but you know, this is not something that I do full time. Like I have a 9 to 5, actually 9 to 6 job. So I work, you know, 45 hours a week. I don't have time to spend several hours answering questions. Sadly, I wish I could. But so I created this community hoping everybody can come together, either people suffering from retroactive jealousy now, people who have gotten over it, people who are starting to experience it, whatever it is, but a place where everybody can come together, you know, non-judgmental, can tell their stories, can seek support, give support, you know, whatever it is in there. And I also said, like, I'll be in there too, happy to help, especially now when we're trying to build the group up and there's not many people. If you have a question, post it in the group, and within 24 hours, I'll do my best to answer it to the best of my ability. So I'll leave the link below. It's a Facebook group, to the Facebook group. You're more than welcome to join. Please join. It'd be absolutely wonderful. Leave the link there. If you're interested in the course, then I'll be updating the course very, very soon, which I'm really excited about, because I'm going to add another layer that it's going to be a little more interactive between me and you, and hopefully other people taking the course as well. So that's coming, but I'll leave the link there too if you want to access the course and have that Q&A section and everything like that. You're more than welcome to do that. And other than that, I'll keep posting more videos, keep trying my best through all this, keep you guys updated, help you guys out. You can help each other out in the comments, whatever it is. But please subscribe, smash the subscribe button, click the little bell next to it too, so you'll get alerts. And hopefully together we can help relieve that retroactive jealousy once and for all. You'll get over it, but let's face it head on and make it a goal. Maybe after this quarantine's done, your retroactive jealousy will also be done.